The finest hours of the Second World War.
On the 26th of November, 1941, a special envoy of the Japanese government and Ambassador Nomura visited the U.S. State Department, where they were informed of the latest American proposal. War could not be avoided if Japan continued its policy of aggression in Asia. At the same time as Ambassador Nomura was negotiating in Washington, the Japanese High Command ordered the First Imperial Fleet to sail from the Kuriles Islands to a position northwest of Pearl Harbor. It was not possible to detect it as it did not use radio and sailed with lights off in shallow waters. Toho knew war was inevitable and gave his full support to Yamamoto to carry through Plan Zeta, which aimed at the destruction of the U.S. naval force in the area. At the same time, 16 submarines closed in on Hawaii to join in the attack. 5 of them towed pocket submarines capable of penetrating the port of Pearl Harbor. At the Imperial Conference of the 1st of December, 1941, the Japanese government decided all the doors to a peaceful solution to the conflict with the Americans were closed. On the 5th of December, Nagumo received the coded signal, "Climb Mount Nitaka." With this, the Emperor gave his blessing to the attack, believing that war was the lesser of two evils. On the next day, 9 U.S. battleships, 7 cruisers, and other smaller ships waited in Pearl Harbor. The aircraft carriers are far away on maneuvers. Despite the fact that this was a blow to their plans, the Japanese nevertheless maintained the order to attack. While Nagumo's aircraft carriers approached the islands, in Washington, the U.S. Secret Service had intercepted information that made them believe that a declaration of war was very close. Though at no time did they think there would be an attack on Pearl Harbor. The Japanese ambassador was called in on a number of occasions, but he kept the Americans waiting, knowing that Japanese planes were heading for Hawaii. The air attack was to be in 2 waves. The first was composed of 49 bombers, 40 torpedo launchers, 51 dive bombers, and 43 escort planes. The submarines were to prevent any American reaction. If the element of surprise was achieved, the torpedo launchers would be the first to attack, and the dive bombers were to destroy Hickam Field, Wheeler, and Ford Island. If surprise was lost, the bombers were to be the first to attack. The second wave was composed of 170 aircraft and was to finish off the damage done by the first. Life was going on as normal on the island. It was a sunny day with good visibility. It is 7:20 in the morning on the 7th of December, 1941, and the planes of Commander Fuchida fly over the west coast of the island. At 7:55, the Japanese dive bombers begin their attacks on the 6 U.S. air bases at Hawaii. The U.S. planes on the ground are destroyed one after another in a chain of explosions.